窓から覗き込んだ世界を駆け抜ける勇者よ何が好きか嫌いか互いの情入念 Welcome back, everyone, to the Degens Bullshit Hour. This is episode 145. Tyler's here with me, as you guys can see. And if you look over here, you won't see Dan. That is because Dan is not here with us today, unfortunately.
I think it's actually like this, Nom. It would be like
Is he
this
over
for
there?
you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Usually he's above, so
Okay. So Dan is not with us today, as you guys can see. So yeah, if you'd like to, you can say a prayer. You can find all of our socials in linktree.com/anime degens. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just, we haven't heard from him since his dinner date, and we don't know if he's okay.
there is actually something wrong with him. It turns out like he was on the Delta airline flight, and you know how Delta was like hopping up the Crunchyroll selection, the partnership that they had. They only had
Oh,
6
no.
different anime on
Oh,
available to
no.
watch.
Oh, no. He crashed out, didn't he?
And I think it was like my roommate is a cat, fruits basket, what else was it? It was like shows like that. I think it had like one like shonen type show, and I think it had like solo leveling, and but I was like, damn, Dan's gonna have to watch fruits baskets. He sure ain't
Oh,
gonna watch
no.
my roommate is a cat, so
So if you guys hear of a man on a Delta airline who went crazy over Crunchyroll selection, just pray for Dan. That's all I'm gonna say.
okay,
Please come
so
back, Dan. We miss you.
I found it. It's got Black Clover, Solo Leveling, Horimiya, Fruits Basket, and My Roommate is a Cat. That's the only 5 shows it has on
Uh,
Delta, apparently.
oh my god. You know, at least they got two good ones, all right? You got Black Clover. There's a lot of that. Solo leveling was gas. It clearly stole Anime of the Year, despite the fact that it was season two that was being voted on and not season one.
Yeah.
You're not getting that let down, Crunchyroll.
All 5 of them are good. You just won't catch Dan saying that, so
Yeah, that's why I said there's only two good ones there.
I think more like 1 probably. I don't know if he likes Black Clover like that, so
What? Dan, you gotta
yeah.
watch it. If you hear this,
I
Dan.
think I think he has some. I don't know if he's watched it all the way or something, but it's definitely a fun time. I can't believe we're actually getting the second season next year. So, but
Yeah.
excited for that.
You totally threw me through a loop there, but I totally forgot. Yeah, we're doing second
Yeah,
season, as they're calling it.
after 100 and what was it, 150 or 70 or something like that episodes, it's second season time, baby. uh, but
You
yeah,
know, I'm just glad that it's finally coming back. I read a little bit of that manga. Spoiler alert, guys.
it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed how the story also continued on after the events of what we all know from the show and the movies. So
I think we're gonna get like into the Spade Kingdom. I think, right? I think that's like the next arc. I think so,
yeah,
but should be a fun time. Um,
indeed.
but yeah, linktree.com/anime degens. Follow us everywhere. Like the video. If you're on YouTube right now, make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit the follow button. And even if you ain't got anything to say about what we're talking about today, at least comment on there and say hi. Just say hi.
Just a simple hi. That would make Tyler's day, all right? I made someone's day today. Let's make Tyler's day today. Let's get a
Yeah.
bunch of highs on the video today.
Yeah, give me somebody to talk to. I just want to say hi back to people. So just let me
Tyler
do it.
Tyler promises that he will reply to every single hi comment that appears on this video.
Exactly. And I will. Probably almost within 5 minutes, unless I'm sleeping.
So be sure to spam it all while he's sleeping. Cool. Ready to get into some news today?
Yeah. You want to start first or you want me?
I'll start us off. First off, ReZero season 4 coming in April 2026.
Hell yeah. I love to hear this, Nom, because remember you 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 watch ReZero, right? Or no?
I think I've seen parts of it.
Yeah. Dan did, but he didn't watch it like I did. I watched it as it was coming out and stuff, and between season 2 and season 3, there's I think there was about like an 8-year gap. So it was a pretty big gap.
Oof. Well, let's hope we don't have another long gap like that between the next season.
Well, thankfully we
But you
didn't.
never
So
know.
season 3 happened in like spring of this year, I think. So like January, April, somewhere around there. I forget which ones. And now season 4 is coming back in April, so like a year apart. Like you can't beat that, you know.
Not at all.
So, but
Awesome.
yeah, pretty excited for that. I know a lot of people are too. Um, another one that I got is Witch Hat Atelier. I'm probably saying it wrong. It's probably like a French name. Is what
I
it
think
seems like.
Atelier.
Yeah, Atelier. That's probably the correct way. I can't speak English though. Um, but anyways, it's a really popular like fantasy type, manga that's been around, and the anime is coming out now. And it's coming out in April 2026, which we knew it was coming in 2026, but we finally got confirmation it was coming in April. So, pretty excited for that. I think that it kind of reminds me of like Frieren-esque type thing. So I'm hoping it has like that really strong fantasy vibes coming from it. So
What's Gojo doing in here? Dude, he's imprisoned right now.
that's what Dan said too. He said I think he said something like is this Gojo in an isekai? And I said close. It's not an isekai though. It's just a
Are you
fantasy.
kidding me? He's got the glowing blue eyes. He's literally Gojo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think
Oh.
I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. It's probably gonna be a 10, and I ain't even read the manga, but it's probably gonna be a 10 just
I
from
mean,
what I've heard about it.
honestly,
So
it looks it looks really good. I'm a sucker for fantasy, and it is a Kodansha, so
mm,
you know, obviously the source material is going to be heavily followed there.
and
Kudos to them.
the key point, it's a fantasy, not an isekai, a fantasy, which is better, always better.
Yeah, except Gojo's still in it. Um,
You like this one though, Nom?
nice. So next bit of news: Tokyo Revengers, War of the Three Titans, coming in 2026 to Disney Plus Japan.
Mhm.
So
Not sure what
that's
that means.
Japan exclusive, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where like uh in 2020 like Japan's going to get it first or whatever, right? And then it's probably going to come over here like later. But this almost seems like I don't know if this is a movie or what. I know like it's been a minute since the last season. I think it was like last year sometime, like Christmas of last year. Um but pretty excited for this. I hope that they don't like wait too long to bring it over here to America. Because I know Scoofy and myself are like really looking forward to this. So
Apparently, at least according to AI, because that has not necessarily said otherwise, that apparently it will be available over here in the US in 2026 as well.
yeah, I'd say so. Um,
It's probably going to be at the same time. I think they just highlighted Japan because like
it's probably what the
that's
article said, and they didn't want to be wrong. You know what I mean? So
well, and it's also referencing a I'm pretty sure a Japanese Twitter account.
yeah,
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 Anime
it is.
TV Japan. So
Yeah,
it makes sense that why they're saying in Japan.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
so
pretty excited about that though, regardless, because I'm sure we'll get it next year too. It may not be like same day or same time, but we'll probably get it within a couple months probably. So
I would wager it's probably gonna be same day, same time. Like, it's probably gonna be simul release,
I hope
not
so.
simul
Yeah.
dub. I can't say simul dub. Don't quote me on that. I swear nobody quote me on that. I never said it.
They definitely don't do
But I do
simul
believe
dub
simul
usually.
release.
So it's usually dub comes a little bit after for Tokyo Revengers. So, but yeah. Um, one of the last bit of news we got is Nom's
Shout out to
favorite
Dan, by
thing.
the way.
Yeah, Nom. It's what Dan says that Nom's favorite thing is long isekai titles. The kind of isekai titles that you can kind of figure out what's going on just by reading the title. Here we go. We got one. I'm not gonna say I'm pretty excited for this because I'm not. I don't know who is. Well, shout out to them. But we got Isekai Office Worker. The other world's books depend on the bean counter anime, and it's announced for January 2026. I don't know what the bean counter is. But apparently the other world's books to count on it, whatever it is.
I Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even want to watch this trailer. I'm assuming that there's gonna be some sort of a bookkeeper who's in charge of these books, and he's actually a bean counter in
What's a
disguise
bean
or something
counter?
like
Like
that.
counting like actual beans, or like is it
Yeah.
like a slang for something else? I don't know.
Nah, I bet you he's like literally just counting lima beans.
I mean, more power to him, I guess. Because like apparently a lot of things are counting on him. So whatever the bean counter may be. So, um,
Yeah, I'm not too keen on trying to figure that one out myself.
I'm glad he's getting out of the office though. Apparently, or he's getting into the office from the bean fields. I'm not sure which, but shout out to him. I'm proud of him.
I mean, it sounds
So.
like an office worker that just got isekai into being an office worker. Sounds like a complete shit gig to me, if you ask.
But he's probably gonna have OP powers somehow. Maybe that's his powers. Maybe he can count beans by just looking at them. Kind of like you hold out a
Oh,
jar of beans and like how many beans is in this jar.
oh my god, that man's gonna win so many prizes.
How many
You're gonna be like, get a
marbles is in
free
this?
car.
Yeah. So it should be a fun
Awesome.
time. Probably not, but I'm sure some people will like it if it's getting an anime. Um, but yeah, that's basically all the
Only one,
news we got. So,
yeah, I was gonna say only one way to find out, and that's coming
oh,
January 2026.
we do got a little bit more news. Which it isn't like related to anime. It's related to the podcast. The December's just letting y'all know. December's probably gonna be a pretty rough month for like the schedule wise for the DGens over here because Dan's gonna be. We're not able to pay Dan's wages for December. With Christmas coming up, it's kind of harder, to come up with the money to 69 cents to pay him. So,
That
um,
man's working overtime to, make sure that he can provide for his family,
mhm.
and I can't compete with them rates. They're just too competitive, you know?
Yeah, so
It's like
Dan's gonna be
Amazon coming
gone.
in.
It's gonna be gone for a few weeks, as far as I know. For whatever reason, probably work related, I'd assume. And I'm gonna be gone for a couple weeks, for my own stuff. So there's a good chance that there may be a few weeks in December that there's probably not an episode of the Rundown or the Degens. But don't worry. Whenever we at least two of us get back, we will be like trying to catch up, I guess you can say. Because like
We'll
the
have
last
some
one,
really meaty episodes.
yeah, and I guess it kind of helps too that like with it being in December, like we're gonna be coming up on the end of some of these shows like Gachi Yakata and Sanda. We're gonna be coming up on the end of those. So, it'll kind of help us out a little bit too. I think that we're gonna be skipping a few weeks because then we can talk about, just what happens in the end of the show, basically. Because we'll be talking about the finale and everything together, probably. So,
Oh yeah.
but I mean, just be aware of that. If of course, we'll probably let you know, like a couple weeks before or a week before. We do have a break, like in Discord and social media and stuff, probably. But just be aware that there's could be a few weeks in December that we don't release an episode. Don't worry, we're not going anywhere. It's just December is going to be hard for us as far as getting some episodes recorded. So, but you'll get your content. We'll give it out. It just might take a minute, so to get caught
Yeah,
back
just bear
up.
with us. I'm only one
Yeah.
person. I can't run the show by myself. We need Tyler. He's the backbone. We've all told you this time and time again.
Yeah. So,
All right. You
that's
ready to get
that.
into this?
Mhm. I'm hopefully people's pretty excited for this cuz we've talked about it a couple times now. And we haven't told them what we're doing yet. Just know that it's something new and we've talked about it before. And I'm gonna let Nom hit it off.
We wanted to also we took the time to really think about what we were going to call this, and we decided upon a name that's going to eliminate any confusion moving forward. So I want you guys all to know, welcome to the Anime Degen Book Club.
This is where we clap, right?
This is where we
Yay!
clap.
Yeah.
Um
I don't have a soundbite for that, but yay!
so as you guys have noticed, like I said, it's just Tyler and I. We don't have Dan here. So we decided to do something a little different and a little something that Tyler and I have a little bit more time and freedom to do. We're
Mhm.
going to delve into some mangas. And we kind of really narrowed it down specifically in this episode to just a few that we kind of want to check out. We both actually picked three each. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to talk about these mangas that we picked. Um, each of these have generally been written within the last 5 to 6 years. There is one exception on the list, but that being said, we're not going to necessarily hold that against it. Um, but that being said, once we're done talking about it, we're each going to nominate one manga that we think the other person is really, really going to like. We're going to read a few chapters out of all of our own, as well as the nominated one. And then when we come back, we're actually going to talk about them a little bit, see which ones we liked, see what we liked about them, maybe some things that we didn't like, which ones we're going to continue reading. Maybe all of them. Who knows? We might have picked some real gas here, Tyler.
Maybe.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
I
scared.
I'm pretty confident that you know at least a couple of mine are like bangers. But there's one wild card that I picked that could go either way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So what we did was we picked three mangas each. Or did you pick like a web comic or anything? Did you pick anything different? Or were
no,
yours
I
all
think
manga?
yeah, I think they're all manga this time. But this
Okay.
this book club, to let y'all know, it's not limited to manga. It can be like anything anime related or whatever. Like if Nom had never read Let's Play before or whatever, and like he wanted to read that, we could. Like it could be anything anime related. That's why we're kind of calling it the book club and not the manga club. So we want to leave doors open there. So
Exactly. Um, and just so you guys know, right, this is again a brand new segment. We're still figuring it out. But just a few of the things, right? When we're done talking about all the shows and stuff like that, and once the show is live, we want you guys to actually take a moment, right? And if you listen to the entire episode, vote on which manga you think each of us would like the most, right? Which one do you think is going to be our favorite, right? And if you've read any of those, let us know which one you think is going to be the most interesting to us as well. I know that some of these that we're picking are going to be pretty popular, and I'd imagine that some of you have probably checked out a couple of chapters or two.
Hmm. Yeah, we also kind of want to know like which one you like the most. Not just ones you think that we're gonna like the most or whatever. Which ones did you like the most? Because like Nam said, these are some of these are like kind of popular. So there's a chance that y'all have read them or at least known about them. So let us know what you're thinking about them too. So it always helps a lot. Just in the comments, Discord, anything like that. We got a manga channel in the Discord too, even though it doesn't get used as much. But maybe with this segment, maybe this new segment we're rolling out, maybe that'll get used a little bit more now. So
Yeah, we're trying to change the status quo of the Discord. With your help, we can do it.
tell them, dog.
Um, awesome. That being said, I guess let's go ahead and get started with it. Tyler, you want to start us off with your first choice?
Yeah,
You
so
want to
I'm
let
gonna
us know what
go
you
with
brought today?
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off on my first one. It's I feel like this one's a little bit more lesser known, I guess, than my other ones. As far it seems that way on Mal, anyways. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be called the Bugle Call Song of War, and just give everybody a quick summary, real quick. In a land ruled by mercenary armies, forbidden technology, and the supernatural, Luca serves as a battlefield bugler, a musician forced into war. Though he dreams of a peaceful life, everything changes when he awakens a mysterious ability that lets him see sound and project magical power through his instrument. Labeled a rare branch hex, Luca is recruited by the Pope of the Spire Church, who intends to use his abilities to turn the tide of an escalating war. As he enters a world of elite warriors, hidden agendas, and devastating power, Luca is forced to confront the truth whether music can heal a broken world or if it will become the deadliest weapon on the battlefield. So yeah, that's that. It sounds pretty interesting to me, honestly. Like this is like a shonen, obviously, but it's an action fantasy with military themes, as you can tell. But it's like a unique fantasy. Like not only is it like a fantasy with war and swords or like guns or whatever else that there might be, but this is like magic, but magic kind of reminds me like Gachi Akata, right? Somewhat,
Okay.
because like Gachi Akata, it has like the what vital instruments, right? And like it
Yep.
can be anything or whatever. And like this right here, like his power comes through the bugle, like his bugle, which is pretty interesting. Like I don't know if like there's other people in the world that gets power through like random equipment or whatever. But it's pretty cool to see like somebody getting power, like magic, putting magic out through a bugle, like a bugle of all things. You know what I mean? It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah, no, the whole idea of just like a music warrior, obviously to a lot of people you'll know it as a bard, but at the same time, it's still a really cool concept for them to actually bring forward like that.
yeah. One thing that really stands out a lot is like when it says, Luca is forced to confront the truth, whether music can heal, music can heal a broken world, or if it will become the deadliest weapon on the battlefield. So it seems like Luca is going to have like a lot of internal struggles. Like I think that his character may want to be kind of peaceful because like he wants to be a musician, right? And stuff,
Yeah.
but like he's being called into this thing and probably maybe even he feels like he has to participate in order to like save people he cares about, probably. And so like it's probably going to be like a lot of internal struggles, like, you know, I don't really want to do this, have to do this because of this. But then like if I do this because of this, then like I'm failing in this way, you know. So I think
Mhm.
if it really got into like that kind of his mindset, like the internal struggles and stuff, I think this would be like a really cool story. That's not just all about fighting. Like it can tell like, it can be built on the characters, I guess you can say, in the story and not just action. So
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's definitely got a really cool, interesting premise going for it too.
yeah. One thing that I really like about this manga as well, it has an 8.35 on Mal, which is pretty high for a newer manga. And like I said, this manga specifically, it's it don't have a whole lot of people reading it based on Mal, which Mal I think is a little bit not as accurate in the manga category, because people don't track it as much as the anime side of things. But this is a newer manga. It started in June 2022. It's still ongoing. It's got about I think it's got about 11 volumes out right now, and like three of them was available on the Shonen Jump app for anyone that's interested in reading it or checking it out with us, which we deeply encourage. Like we highly encourage that way, you can read along with us, kind of, actually understand what we're talking about when we come back on the next episode of this. uh but it seems like this is a monthly release, so the obviously the chapters are going to be a little bit longer. Going to get about 60 to 70 pages per chapter, whereas like a weekly release is usually going to have about 20 or 30. So it is going to have longer chapters. Um, but yeah, it's what's really surprising, if this is actually pulled off really good, like if they do a really good job, the mangaka, like the writer and the artist both, this is their first time writing something and drawing, for a manga or whatever. And like if they really pull this off, like a complicated story like this, it seems to be a complicated story. If they're actually able to pull it off, then that's crazy, for it being their first time. So,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, that's the first one I got. I think it's a really good choice. That both me and you would like. So,
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go with my first choice. And there's an interesting method that I use actually to pick all three of mine, in which case I will actually let you guys know at the end of each one how I decided upon picking this one. But the first one I want to talk about is Demons of the Shadow Realm. And instead of going through all the summary, I'll kind of just go through little bit of the information here. Started in December of 21, and it's still ongoing. The mangaka of this one is Hiromu Arakawa.
hmm
If you guys don't know who they are, just go ahead and check out a little, very niche, potentially unknown piece of art known as Full Metal Alchemist.
very niche, by the way. Not a lot of
Yeah,
people
I mean,
watch this.
I don't think you guys would know about it, but this is them. So Hiromu is back. She is now writing a new manga. She has expressed a lot of interest in doing so, and this one seems pretty interesting. So far there's 11 volumes, 47 chapters. I'm not sure the release schedule of it, but at the same time, there's a plenty of content on there already for me to read, so I'll figure it out when I get close to that time. There is actually an anime adaptation planned. It is releasing in 2026. There was
Yeah,
actually a
and
trailer for it.
mhm. I was gonna say Dan literally sent like I was surprised. I didn't know the name of this, because it didn't ring any bells or whatever. But as soon as I clicked on it and looked it up or whatever, I was like, "This is that shit that Dan sent me." Dan literally sent me a trailer for this like 2 days ago. It was like, "Look at this," and I was like, I know these, like, I know this character design. I know these character designs from somewhere. And he was like, yeah, it's Full Metal Alchemist, baby. I was like, oh
Yep.
shit, you're right. You're right.
So, this does have a 7.49 on Mal. So even the anime watchers on there are loving the manga of it. So it's pretty good. Let's get into the summary though. It all starts with Edward and Alphonse Elric.
Equivalent
No, I'm kidding.
exchange, boys.
No, so actually though, in an
I
isolated
mean,
village, two
that
twins
is
were
Ed,
born.
right? That is Ed on the cover,
No,
right?
no, it is not. Um,
Okay.
separated by day and night. It is years later, and while the older brother Yuru has become a hunter of animals, his sister Asa has been locked away in a cage, ordered to
Mm.
perform a special duty that prohibits her from meeting more than a few select individuals. On an otherwise inconspicuous day, a group of armed men riding in helicopters, referred to as dragons by the citizens, assaults the village in search of Yuru, killing every adult on sight. When Yuru attempts to meet up with Asa and flee, he finds a dead body instead. On top of that, the person who killed her claims to be Yuru's true twin sister. Yeah, you can't really make this stuff up. Before the woman can capture him, Yuru is rescued by a man named Dara, an outsider who frequently visits the village. However, it is not long before the two are cornered. In a last ditch effort, Dara makes Yuru give a gift to the deity of the village, summoning a pair of demons whose existence is bound to reveal the truth behind these chaotic events.
This is actually a really really interesting summary. It was kind of like a lot, you know.
Yeah, this
uh
was written by Mal, I will say that. So this is the Mal summary. But that being said, um do I really need to explain why I chose this fucking manga? Like,
I
do you
mean,
guys need to hear anything else other than Full Metal Alchemist?
yeah, I mean,
That thing,
I
that show
don't.
was a masterpiece.
I'm interested. I'm really interested to see what is cooked up this time. Like, how is it going to be different than, is she going to be able to get away from like Full Metal Alchemist and like make another hit manga? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, no, and that's definitely fair to wonder. She has done like a couple other things. Granted, a lot of it is more going to be Full Metal based. That is her baby, but at the same
mhm.
time, um, yeah, she does have quite a lot of other things too. Some of which are also even more highly rated than this one.
Yeah, I see
So
she done Silver Spoon, so I wasn't aware of that, but that's a pretty good show. But yeah, I'm glad you picked this honestly because like with the adaptation coming up, like it's gonna be fun to be able to like see what it's about um before the anime comes along, kind of get a
well,
first taste.
and then another thing too that I like to do is compare it. How well did it stick to the source material? How good did they do? Did I cook it up better in my own mind or not?
Yeah. But I'm glad that you come up with this one because the fact that like there's helicopters. You said there's helicopters in this, so this means that it's like in like a kind of modern setting. If there's
there,
helicopters, right?
there's got to be some sort of a modern like powerhouse, but then there's also like there's a lot of weird time distortion effects that we're seeing because like this village obviously is very old school. They're referring to the
Hmm.
helicopters as dragons.
Yeah.
And so it's either, one super advanced race that maybe is disguising their helicopters as dragons, or maybe just this village is not advanced enough to understand what a helicopter is and just calls it a dragon.
I would be more I would tend to believe that more than the other one. Like the maybe there's like one single thing like you said, single nation or whatever that has the capability of this stuff. Cuz I mean it says armed men, you know. Um so what if like a lot of the other places are like still stuck in the old times or whatever and hasn't been able to come out of it and they call it by what they know, which is dragons, because this is like a fantasy, I'm pretty sure too. So it's it's got demons in it, so why not dragons? So
Yeah, exactly. It is an action adventure fantasy.
yeah. Then you turn around and say something about like the sister dies, and the person who killed the sister claims to be his true sister. That's a lot to digest too. That's going to be a very interesting twist slash story. And we know that they're able to really cook on the story. So I'm interested to see what they actually got going on. So
Me too. And in case if any of you were wondering, I picked this myself. This is a 100% organic grown pick. How could I not? I fucking love Full Metal.
yeah,
That was my
I don't
shit.
blame you. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's my pick.
Okay. Um. Well, I guess I mean it's
What do you got?
pretty pretty good solid picks from the first two of our picks. So
You know
um.
what? Here's what we'll do. We'll do this like a snake draft, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'll go over my next one. You take the next two, and then I'll finish it off.
Okay. So you going next then?
Yeah, because this next one,
Okay.
it's got a really short summary, as you can see. Um, so this one here is actually a lot newer than I think anything else that is actually on this list. No, it is about as long as one of yours as well. You have one that was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
from the
This
same year.
the second one, just my second one or whatever. It's they come out about the same time. It looks like so.
Yep. So this one that I'm going to be talking about is Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. Not Avatar Kiyoshi. Sorry, we're not crossing over here. This came out June 2024 and is obviously still running. We're not going to choose anything that's canceled. We're only going to choose things if they are ended but not canceled. This is being done by Shoichi Usui. He hasn't done anything before, but he did work on One Piece as Oda's assistant for 5 years. So
Mhm.
he does have a lot of experience, especially with a very, very storied mangaka. This has 6 volumes, 53 chapters right now, and it's currently got a 7.15 on Mal, so pretty good. But the summary of this one is the most powerful exorcist in history, Kiyoshi.
You don't
In
say.
order, exactly, sounding like an isekai title now. In order to protect that which is precious to him, Kiyoshi has attained ultimate strength. but he has a secret he can't tell anyone. Become a sword that slays evil. Become a shield that protects the weak. And
Huh.
honestly, this one just looked and sounded so cool.
Mhm.
Like look at the cover art of the manga, right? And you got the guy there. He's making like the cross with his forearms and it's got like the tattoos on it. That looks sick.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got like a cross going on his body too. So I wonder if like he actually is a shield and he actually is like a shield and a sword, you know, based on like his tattoos or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean it is very fascinating to wonder that. So this one here is action comedy supernatural, right? It's more of like a gag humor type of shonen. That being said, this one here, um, it actually has Oda's blessing. Before the
Hmm.
mangaka left, he actually asked for his blessing on the manga, in which case Oda did bestow that upon him. If you actually look at the very first serial cover, there's actually a little note on there, and it's got Oda's symbol on it as well.
Hmm. Okay.
Yep.
I see this was a one shot prior too. And I guess maybe like it done pretty decent or something, maybe?
Yeah, typically that's what happens. If the one shot does well enough, they'll ask them to, you know, continue it. Otherwise, they'll ask them to make something new if they still really like the mangaka and the story, and maybe just some of the elements didn't work. But yeah, he got
What
to continue it on, and now he's making it full time.
what stands out a little bit is like if you look at the Mal page or whatever, look at the character designs for some of these people. Like they actually look really cool.
Yeah.
Um, like you got this Jack Joe Neil Bana or whatever. Like that looks really cool, you know, whatever the hell that is. I don't even know what it is, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, no,
So
this one looks like it's got a lot of personality to it as well.
yeah. So I'm kind of curious how like the gag humor is gonna work in this because it definitely the cover doesn't look like a gag humor. Like it looks like it reminds me of like a straight up battle shonen, you know, and it doesn't like scream gag humor at all. Nothing screams like that. So I'm thinking that maybe this is gonna be more along the lines of something like Mashal. So
Maybe not quite that silly, but I think that there are going to be quite a lot of elements that are just going to be more like slapstick moments,
yeah,
so to
okay.
speak. Now I am going to preface this. This one was the community vote. However, as always, when I talk to the community, they already know not to spoil things unless I tell them that they are okay to. So I know nothing else about this other than what Mal told me.
And that wasn't a lot, by the way. It was literally 2 sentences.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if you look at the cover, there's a reason why his chin is, being hidden behind his forearms. It's because it's pointy, and he's actually Sung Jin Woo, and that is why.
Jesus. I think it's because he's trying to cover up his neck tat in there. It's not a very
Probably.
good look to show that off.
Yeah, he reminds me of a Kid, you know, from One Piece, which makes a lot of sense because this is probably like he probably got inspiration for this character from Kid, you know, since he was Oda's
But
assistant or whatever. So,
maybe.
but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. You got anything else for that one on?
No, that's all I got for that one. What do you got for the next two? You
So
mentioned that. I'm gonna grab something to drink real quick.
okay. Uh, So my next one on the dock, it is another popular one. I would say this is kind of pretty popular as far as mangas go, and it just like recently come out. Like Nam said, his came out in 2024. This one just came out in 2024 too. So for it coming out like just a year ago, it's pretty damn popular, honestly. And it's called Ichi the Witch, and I know a lot of people have heard about this because even Nam heard about this. Like he read my names or whatever, and he was like, "I've heard of one of them, and it's Itchy the Witch," and it makes a lot of
Yep.
sense because it's pretty popular. It is a shonen fantasy, which obviously you could probably like deduct that from the title. It is about a witch. So
You don't say.
yeah, I mean,
You caught me off
obviously it's
guard with
probably
that
going to
one.
be so. A quick summary though. In a world where only women can become, humanity relies on their magic to fight deadly creatures called magics. Ichi, a feral orphan who has been raised in the wild, breaks every rule when he defeats a powerful magic and absorbs its powers, making him the first male witch in history. Thrust into the secretive world of witches, Ichi is taken under the wing of the strongest witch alive. But becoming a witch means facing prejudice, dangerous missions, and there's also a prophecy hinting he may be the key to stopping a world ending magic at a terrible cost. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so I think this summary kind of sets up a lot of things. First of all, one thing that I really like about this is that obviously it's a really good fantasy. It seems like, and me, I'm a fan of really good fantasy, and I think Nam is too. If you listen to our episode where we created our own anime or manga, whatever it was back then, we actually both picked like fantasy shows to create. We just had our own little separate spins on them, and so like everybody craves a good fantasy, especially me and Nam, and like this seems like a really good fantasy. But
You really can't mess up fantasy. I mean,
you can look
because
at
you just
Isekai.
no. That's isekai. We're not counting those, okay? But fantasy, you literally just come up with some crazy off the wall stuff for how the world works, and you run with it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you do that, you're fine. You're golden. You got this.
And it seems like they do that in this one, because like it's got a pretty interesting concept to me, because like there's this world where only women can become the people who can cast magic, witches, and like they're like the peace officers, I guess you can say, of this world, like the Freerens of this world. They're what keeps like the evil things away. They keep the evil things defeated, and those evil things are magics. That's what they're called. So it's interesting that this has like Ichi, who is like an anomaly, right? And he breaks the rules. He breaks the current rules, and you know becomes one of them, even though there's never been anything like that ever before. Um, so it's not like history repeats itself. It's like a new thing happening, and then we get like the little foreshadowing about like a prophecy, hinting he may be the key to stop a world-ending magic. So now we got like an impending doom of like like much more powerful magic, villain or whatever. But then it adds on at a terrible cost. So like, what is a terrible cost that comes with defeating this big baddie that Ichi is gonna have to do potentially?
Yeah,
So there's a
is our boy gonna die?
yeah. So it sets up a lot of like really interesting questions just into one summary. So I that's kind of why I'm pretty excited for this one. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I've heard like a lot of my friends talking about how good Itchy the Witch is, and I've just never, never taken that step before. And like that's what's so good about this new segment, the book club, because like for the podcast, like if we do it for the podcast, then then I kind of have to do it. It's like I'm forcing myself to do it, even though I want to do it, but now I'm actually making myself do it. So it's making myself happy in a way, kind of through the podcast. So, um, but yeah, this just to let y'all know, I know I haven't said it yet. This is a 7.8 on Mal right now. It got released in September 2024. It's still ongoing. It is a fantasy shonen, like I said. The mangaka is Osumu Nishi, and they've done a couple of unknown manga that I have no idea about, but they also done a really popular one called Welcome to Demon School Aruma Kun, which to my knowledge it's not really like this at all. So it's kind of like a different kind of story. Um, the artist is Shiro Uzazaki, and it seems like they've only done like a few one shots and another manga called Act Age, which I haven't really seen either. But it seems like a more like a drama slash slice of life type thing about like actors and actresses or something like that. So it's an interesting it's an interesting look because like I don't think either one of these have like done anything like Itchy the Witch before. So this is a weekly release, so you got shorter chapters, 59 chapters on Shonen Jump. Like I said, 20-30 pages a chapter. So kind of an easy catch up, honestly, since it's so new. So but
Nice.
you got anything else to say about that, Nom? Any thoughts, opinions? Okay.
No, I'll wait to
All right.
see which one you recommend though for me. I'm curious.
Hmm. Hmm. uh, and last but not least, as far as my shows, my manga go, it's gonna be one called "I Am a Hero," which is a interesting title because, like, you know, you don't see many manga titled like that. Like, "I Am a Hero." Like, what is this gonna be about? If you had to guess, just based off the title, Dom, some kind of war shit, right?
Um, I would, if I had to guess, the dude's probably gonna do something really really messed up. Be wanted in several countries. Probably commit grand larceny.
So Pablo
Am
Escobar.
I on the right track?
I don't know because I haven't read this, but based on the
Oh, okay.
summary, you're off a little bit. So
Oh,
um,
well, why don't you read that for us and let me know how bad I
yeah,
was, how wrong I
yeah.
was.
So this one is gonna be Hideo Suzuki. Suzuki, by the way. Um, he's a 35-year-old manga assistant. So, it kind of like goes to what we're doing today. We're talking about all these mangas and stuff. And this dude is actually like a manga assistant, a 35-year-old. He's the same age as us and he's a manga assistant. So,
Not even gonna lie, you started saying that, and I thought you were just talking about the mangaka for a minute.
no,
I
no.
legit thought you were just gonna start telling us a story about the mangaka, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we're not gonna learn about the show right now."
No, we're actually learning about the show. But basically, this dude, it just puts into perspective. Like, this is just a normal dude. Like, we're literally talking about dudes like this. You know what I mean? Like, 35-year-old manga assistant. Hell, it could have been the One Piece dude that Nan was talking about, the ultimate exorcist Kiyoshi. You know, it could have
Yeah,
been like him.
he
It
probably
could be
was
the same
him.
dude. Yeah, it probably is him. He just has a different name or whatever. But anyways, Suzuki is a 35-year-old manga assistant. He's stuck in a life of failed dreams, awkward relationships, and haunting hallucinations. When a mysterious outbreak turns ordinary people into violent zombie-like creatures called ZQN, his Monday world is ripped apart. Armed only with his trusty shotgun and his survival instincts, Suzuki must navigate a collapsing Japan, face hordes of the undead, and confront his own insecurities and self doubts. As he struggles to survive, he is forced to ask himself the hardest question of all: can he rise to become the hero he's always pretended to be, or will the apocalypse crush him first? So, definitely not what you think when you read I Am a Hero. A zombie apocalypse with like character struggles or whatever, you know. So
Yeah, that was a little out of left field there, but I mean, at the same time, it's got the potential.
yeah,
Got a
I mean
lot of
that's why I
potential.
picked it, you know. Um this is a finished manga. It ran for 8 years, 2009 to 2017. It is a seinen, so it is meant for like older people. It is not a shonen. It's meant for older people, which means it's gonna have like more mature, like
Themes and
content
elements.
inside of it. So yeah, uh, it does say that this is a drama slash horror with psychological and gore themes. So, which I mean, of course, you would assume that a zombie apocalypse story would probably have gory moments in it. But like, what stands out to me about this is that it is labeled as a psychological like horror, which usually means it is actually a really good like a pretty good story because like they don't like try to get you with the jump scares or like the classic stuff that the tropes that come with zombies, but they actually talk about things like mentally, um and like stuff that is actually scary, because things that you can't do anything about, and the
Yeah, they're
zombies,
gonna
yeah.
I was gonna say they're gonna really be able to relate it to more real life situations and
Hmm.
really humanize that element. I mean, like shonen's great because it can take any topic, right? And it can just kidify it and make it supernatural and give it special powers, and now all of a sudden anyone can digest it. Literally, look at Dan to Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything in that show is hard hitting like topics that need to be addressed, and yet they go about it in such a silly manner. Whereas like a show like or a manga like this, I Am a Hero, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna be like, oh my god, my family could be zombies now.
Yeah, they're actually gonna talk about like, you know, I don't. So some when I see something like this, even though it's a zombie apocalypse kind of thing, I don't think the zombies are actually the scary thing of this manga. Like they're there, but that's not gonna be what's terrifying. I think that
Yeah,
like a manga like this probably is gonna get into like why
the
a zombie
psychological.
apocalypse is scary, because usually the humans, the humanity, the human side of things is what usually is the scariest part of a zombie apocalypse when a zombie apocalypse is done right. I mean, look at like The Walking Dead or something. The zombies aren't really an issue for the the time. It's actually the people, you know. So
Yeah,
I hope they kind of do something like that as well.
it would be very interesting. I think they're gonna do more with like the psychological fallout of dealing with a lot of those situations, though. I think that
Yeah.
would be a lot more, a lot better of an avenue to go, right? Because, like, again, like I was saying, if this was just a shonen, then it would be like, oh my god, zombie apocalypse. Those zombies are scary. Let's go punch them.
Yeah. Honestly, like, if this was a shonen, I wouldn't have picked this if it was a shonen, honestly, to be real with you, but
I don't blame you. But no, like again, if they delve more into you know, the zombie apocalypse is happening now, how is this going to affect literally every other aspect of my life and my loved ones? Now you're dealing with something that's a lot deeper and also something that can carry the series a lot more as well. And it seems to
Mhm.
be that that's really what they're going for too, not just the aspect of like how humanity's changing, but just also the pressure that the main character is going to be under trying to navigate through all of this. I mean, again, he's a mangaka or a manga
Yeah.
assistant. He's not even like he probably doesn't have military training or anything like that.
He's lucky
He
he's
doesn't
got a
have any
shotgun for some whatever reason, you know?
exactly. Now, this one could be a really interesting one, and I really feel like this is the type of manga that you will really get sucked into.
Yeah. Well, me personally, yeah. I don't know if you're saying like in
No,
general or like
you
me
personally.
personally.
No, you
Yeah.
personally.
That's one of the reasons why I picked it because I feel like so and one thing that like I really wanted to like not saying that this other thing is bad, but like take for example Zom 100. Have you seen Zom 100, Dom?
Yeah.
So Zom 100, it's dealing with the zombie apocalypse too, and it's also a seinen. But the difference between these two things is that Zom 100 doesn't classify itself as a psychological horror. You know, it's
No,
it's
it
it's classified as a
glorified the
comedy.
events.
Yeah, it's classified as a comedy, like a drama comedy type thing. You know what I mean? So for this to be classified as like a drama psychological horror, like it really gives me hope because like that's I want to see like a story like that where it's like they're really getting into like the nitty gritty of like what actually happens when the apocalypse happens, like the zombie apocalypse happens. Like, you know, will like I want the characters to struggle. I want them to like really like be scared, you know? Like I don't want it to be like Psalm 100, you know, since this is, you know, supposed to be kind of scary, like a psychological scary. Um so that's what I'm hoping for with this. If it doesn't really do that, then I'm going to be really disappointed. So, let's just say that much. Um but
That's
I
fair.
I personally like when I was like trying to find stuff to nominate today, like I had seen a bunch of different people talking about this, not like in my friend group or whatever, but I've heard a bunch of people talking about this and like they actually say the story is like actually pretty scary and not in like a jump scare type of way, like actually what I'm looking for. So, I'm really interested in like checking this out and seeing if it is something like I would enjoy, like what I'm looking for in like a zombie apocalypse story. So,
Yeah. Awesome.
but um one more thing before I'm done. Like I said, this is finished. It's got 22 volumes, 264 chapters. It's done. This is also award winning. It won an award. The 58th Shogakukan manga awards in the general category. So they got like the kid category, the shonen and shoujo category, and they got like a general category. And it won the 58th general category of that award. And I looked it up, and this is like a major manga award in Japan, and it's also the oldest manga award in Japan. So that's pretty good to win a a prestigious award like that, you know, and it was also nominated for three different other awards, but it didn't win those. So
All
it
the
tells
same,
me like,
nomination is still pretty impressive.
yeah, it still got nominated, you know, three different years or whatever for like, I think it was the same award, but three different years. So the mangaka is Kengo Hanazawa, and he's done the Under Ninja manga and anime. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that. I'm definitely not familiar with that, but he does have some experience. So and he's also got like this actual story, this series has a few spin-offs too, it looks like 3 or 4 different spin-offs. And the only unfortunate thing about this is like there's no like you can't just read it on Shonen Jump or like Viz manga or anything like that. Like the only legal way to read this is like digital or physical. You know, if you buy the volumes or whatever, or you can just like sell the C's. You know, kind of like what you usually have to do if you're reading manga from Japan. So they
That's
don't
a
have
bit
like
of an
legal
unfortunate one.
avenues. So yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for I Am a Hero. It's honestly probably the one I'm most excited about out of the 3 that I picked. So
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
yeah.
I could see you liking the first one or the third one that you picked.
Oh, the
Um,
Bugle Call
yeah,
because it's so unique. Yeah.
yeah, and that just feels like it's a you kind of a manga.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else?
No, no, that's my 3. I guess to follow that up, like which of the 3 of mine did you like the most? The audience, which ones did y'all like the most? Make sure y'all let us know, in the comments and stuff. And, Nom can ask the same thing after he finishes up his 3rd one too. So just let us know.
Yeah. Um, so for my last one, I'm gonna go with another one that is pretty popular as well. This one here is Kagurabachi. It dropped in September of 23. It is still current. This is being done by Takeru Hakazano. Hakazono. There has been no previous work that this man has done.
It's crazy too.
There was a couple one shots that it listed, right? But that's it. Just one shots and then this. And there is 9 volumes, 85 chapters so far. It's got a 7.96 on Mal. One thing I do want to state too is that every single show of mine, the art and the story have been done by the only name that I have mentioned.
Yeah, don't have
Not
a
trying to,
split.
yeah, not trying to discredit anyone, but there is no one that's doing anything separate for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for any of mine. But like I said, 7.96 on Mal. For the summary of this one, 18 years ago during the Setai War, Kunishige Rokuhira was the most renowned man in Japan. As a master swordsmith, he forged 6 enchanted blades, each imbued with a special power that secured the nation's victory. After the war, Kunishige retired to the mountains with his son, Chihiro, who began diligently learning the craft. Nearing his 15th birthday, the level headed Chihiro resolved to one day succeed his father. However, his plans were derailed when he witnessed a group of powerful sorcerers kill his father and steal the sacred blades. 3 years after the incident, Chihiro lives on with hatred in his heart and an intense desire for revenge. Wielding the N10, the 7th and final enchanted blade, Kunishige created in secret, Chihiro cuts down evildoers associated with the Hishaku, the organization he believes to be responsible for his father's death. Chihiro has yet to unlock the N10's full power, full potential, or perfect his swordsmanship, but he will stop at nothing to retrieve the stolen katanas, avenge his father, and honor the legacy he left behind.
This sounds really familiar. It really does. I wonder why.
We'll talk about that in the how.
Yeah, yeah. I see
Um
what you're saying now, though. I see. The audience doesn't know yet, but I see how it worked now.
yes. So some of you might be asking why I chose this. Were you even listening? Swords,
Yeah,
magic,
swords,
magic
samurais.
swords. Do you need anything else?
Black Clover, baby.
Uh, so yeah, no, this one here has been one that is pretty highly revered. A lot of people are super hyped about it. I
Mhm.
found this one using the Dan. Some of you might be wondering what the Dan is. Dan might even be wondering what the Dan is.
The Dan
Don't worry,
special.
I'm here to fill you in. So, I basically consulted Chat GPT. I had it analyze specifically One Piece, right? And I made sure that it understood the manga and not just the anime, and narrowed it down to really understand what I like about One Piece. From there, I had to find a bunch of different mangas that were similar to it and ones that were written within the last 6 years. It gave me two options. The first one we're watching on the rundown, so I'm
Sonda.
not gonna do that one. We've been
um,
watching it for more than 7 episodes.
if you're not watching the video of this, you should have seen Nom's face when I said Sonda. That's all I want to say. Go to YouTube and watch it.
Um, but yeah, so the other one that I came up with was Kagurabachi, which I have seen before. This is not like it's my first time hearing about this one. This was not one that was either recommended to me either. Except for by, Chat GPT. But yeah, so I did the Dan method to figure it out. And then obviously I did look into it. I didn't just be like, "Oh yeah, this is it. This is my choice now." So I did actually do a little bit of investigating, and yeah, like I said, swords and magic.
Yeah. I can definitely see, like I said, the how it came up with this based on, your logic that you put into ChatGPT. Because like if you look at this, you can kind of see like Zorro in that. You know what I mean? Like this feels like something like Zorro, but obviously this dude ain't Zorro, but he looks badass. He's got, a katana like thing
Yep.
going on. Um,
Not a katana like thing. He's got a katana.
yeah. Uh, but like the manga cover like looks really cool. Like there's like some kind of fish. There's a bunch of people around him, and like he's the only one that looks like he's a badass, and he's literally fixing to just slash them all up. And that's Zoro in a nutshell, and according to me. So,
Yeah.
I definitely see how that could work. I do remember when this first come out, it was so hyped. Like everyone was hyping this up. Like it was like at the top of the charts on Shonen Jump too. Like when it first come out, it was so crazy. And I think that this might be the most popular manga that we have talked about today. I'm pretty sure it is.
No, we've
So
talked about Full Metal. Okay.
yeah, well, we
Don't
didn't
don't be
nominate Full Metal
disrespecting
though.
it.
Yeah, we did
No.
nominate Full Metal. But
So this one, it did actually rank 6th in the 2024 Kono Manga Ga Sugoi in the male readers division. It also placed first in the best printed manga category at uh the 10th Sugi Nikuru Manga Awards. So this one has actually been recognized as well by a few publications.
yeah, and with it being so, one thing that like I want to note, one thing that stands out to me personally is that even with the hype that surrounded this when it came out, and even with all the nominations and stuff like that, rankings that it's gotten since it's been out. Um, what usually happens to shows that get incredibly hyped when they first come out, or like not just shows but mangas that get incredibly hyped when they first come out? Nom, what happens?
There's usually a huge drop afterward.
That and like
Massive.
haters.
Oh yeah,
Haters
yeah.
are
Again,
obviously
because
gonna like go to the hype, and they're just gonna hate it because it's hyped, you know? And
yeah, they're gonna find anything that they can to try and pick on it and to try and trash on it.
yeah, and that definitely happened. It happened. I remember seeing it. Kagurabachi was so hyped, and it was like like people were saying that it was gonna take the crown, that it was gonna be Shonen's number one, Shonen Jump's number one manga, like it was gonna beat out One Piece, and it was gonna do all these things because like it was so hyped, and and you can tell that it's got a lot of hype around it. It's got 90,000 people on Mal, that's, got it on their list, which is a lot for a manga on Mal. Like I was saying before. But one thing that really stands out to me, is that even after all that hype and all the like attention that it got and all the haters that came with that hype and stuff, it still got a 7.96 on Mal. That is insane. Usually you don't have that
Yeah,
high of a score on a thing like this that got hyped up the way it did, because the haters will literally tear it down, so fast. So,
yeah. No, it got to that point, and it has been maintaining that with 24,796 votes on it.
mhm. So, it's pretty crazy
So
that
just to really
it's
put it into perspective, too. Yeah,
yeah. It's hanging there at the eight mark, even though it had like it was being attacked. Like not it's basically like, Frieren. Take Frieren for example. When Frieren came out and it overtook Full Metal Alchemist for number one or whatever on Mal, you know, a lot of haters came after it. Because of that. I mean, that's just what happens. But yet look at Frieren now. It withstood that hate, and like because of what it is as a story, what it is as a content, and so that makes me believe that this ain't just some random hyped up manga. This has actually got a pretty decent story behind it, or it obviously would have dropped down more than it did. So that's my logic behind it.
exactly.
Plus, who doesn't like a revenge story, bro? That's literally what we're watching Gachi Akata for, right? It's like literally the revenge story. So
Exactly. But yeah, so that's gonna be my three, as you guys heard. Let me know which one you guys like the most, which one you guys think is the most interesting. Like any of those that you're gonna read on, regardless of whether we do or not. Um, and then also too, let me know what you think is gonna be my favorite of these three.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Tyler.
Like I said, same with mine too. So let us know.
Yep. Tyler, I think it's time.
It's time. Yes. It's time
What
for
show,
us to pick.
what show, sorry, not show, what manga do you
We've
think
been
I'm gonna
doing
like the most out of yours?
we've been doing anime for so long, we just call everything shows. You have to excuse us. Which manga do I think that you would like the best out of my three? I think it's gonna be Itchy the Witch, honestly. I know that you're not a big fan of like scary things, and I know the Bugle Call. It depends on that one. I think that you would enjoy that, but I think it depends on how it like does, how the story like progresses. But Itchy the Witch, like that's straight up like that's something like you and Dan would probably enjoy both. So it's a fantasy shonen, it's got a lot of things that y'all like in it. So I really do think that Itchy the Witch is gonna be the one that you're gonna enjoy the most. So that's gonna be my pick.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just jotting this down so that way I know what I'm reading tomorrow during my lunch break.
And,
Um,
just by the way, we are like I am me personally, I'm gonna be reading, all three of mine, the Bugle Call, Ichi the Witch, and I Am a Hero. I'm gonna be reading like several chapters of each one of them. And Nom's gonna be reading several chapters of his three. But then we're making each other read one more that we picked. That's what we're doing right now. I know Nom
yeah.
explained that earlier, but just in case you missed that part, that is what we're doing right now. So
Oh, I'm gonna wrap it all up here
yeah,
soon,
yeah,
so we'll give him
yeah.
another rundown of it. Um, okay. So for mine, honestly, I don't think that it was gonna be much of a choice. I think the very first one that I went with is gonna be the one you're probably the most interested in. Demons of the Shadow Realm is probably gonna be the one that has the most story and character development. And if I know one thing about you, Tyler, you are a sucker for character. Not even character
Good
development,
character.
just character.
Yeah. I mean,
As long as they got some style and attitude like Deer did in this last episode of Gotcha Yakuta, you're
I'm a simple
golden.
man.
You're
I'm a simple
you're
man,
in.
Dom. Look at Apothecary Diaries. I'm a simple man. Mao Mao. I just watched that for Mao Mao. So at the and Shisui. That's all. So
Yep. But
um
no, I think you'll really enjoy Demons of the Shadow Realm, and then that'll also give us a good opportunity too. Like I said, we can talk about the show and compare it to the manga. Maybe if we decide to do it for the rundown.
yeah,
It
I'm
seems
sure
like
that
Dan may
it.
have been hinting at that.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's probably gonna come up for the rundown, depending on what season it comes out on. I don't think it's gonna be January season, so we should be good on that.
Yeah.
So I definitely foresee us probably watching this for the rundown. So, but yeah,
Yes.
I think you hit it pretty good. I think you hit it pretty close. I think I am the most excited for Demons of the Shadow Realm on your side. Did I do a good job on picking yours? By the way.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. You could have gone with either of those three, and I probably would have been intrigued. Like even I Am a Hero. Like I probably would have like really dug into that one. Like that would have been like excuse me, my let's play of 2025, my guilty pleasure, you know?
It could have been, and like I almost thought about doing it, but like I said, I know that you don't like scary things for the most part, right? So
Yeah.
Um, so I'm kind of worried about giving that to you, whereas like Itchy the Witch, I think that's a pretty good hit, like I think that it's got a pretty safe floor on that, So,
I would say so. But
but
yeah,
one
you got
thing one
anything
thing that's
else to
pretty
add?
cool. Yeah, one thing that's pretty cool though, Nam, is that if we actually get done with, all three of ours plus the one that, we got picked for or whatever, all four, if we wanted to, we could actually like read some of the other ones too, Like it doesn't
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have to stop at the four that we have to read, We can actually read all six if we wanted to. It just depends on how much time we got because there's no set date that we're gonna come back to this. I'd like to do like every month at least, probably, but like there's no set date realistically. So it's just whenever me and Nam get an extra chance without Dan. So basically,
E- exactly. Exactly. Cool. Anything else?
no, that's it. I just like to yap Nam, as you know.
I know. No, I was giving you your platform. So that being said, guys, we we've gotten through all of our mangas. Hopefully you guys liked them. As we stated before, we're gonna read a few chapters of each of these. I'm gonna read my three plus Ichi the Witch, whereas Tyler is going to be reading his three plus Demons of the Shadow Realm. When we reconvene, we're gonna talk about what we thought about them. We're going to theorize a little bit. We're going to have two shows each that we're going to be able to talk about together. So, maybe we can get some good ideas going there. But let us know what you guys think and stuff like that as well. Linktree.com/anime Degens. You'll be able to find the YouTube channel, the Discord, all of that. We got a channel in the Discord for manga, guys. It's barren. We've got cobwebs in there. Let's get them out of there. Let's start talking about some of these mangas. You know,
I
I think
think
it'd
the
be pretty
last thing
exciting.
I talked about in there was Oshinoko. So
Yeah,
like
come on.
last year even.
We gotta get something new going here. That being said, we'll be back Tuesday, guys, with the rundown. Are we gonna have Dan next week? Next week's
There-
Thanksgiving, anyways.
Yeah, we definitely ain't gonna be doing a DGen next week because of Thanksgiving, obviously.
Yeah,
The rundown,
go eat some
yeah,
food and hang out with family. Don't be worrying about us.
yeah. I think get up at 1 o'clock in the morning and go visit Nom.
Yeah, I'm getting up at 5 in the morning on Friday, Black Friday. I'm going in.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
so
a
get up and go
brutal
stand in the
morning.
line. That way you can shake Nom's hand. So.
Yeah, shake my hand. You're not getting a cup of coffee though. I don't even get a cup of coffee. They're like, "Get in
But
here, pull web orders." Ah!
start working. You don't get a lunch today. Oh God, I'm glad I'm not working on Black Friday.
No, okay, hang on. To be fair, so we got a new GM last year and things have been going pretty good. One of the things that people complained about was pizza parties, right? Because morale was not high.
Need more pizza
Pizza
party. You always need more pizza parties, bro.
that they tried that and it got worse.
Oh,
So the new GM got in, right? And he's done a lot of different things. Like he got like meat and smoked it at home and then brought it in and then like
mm.
served it all day one day. Like he went all out and
That's when you know they
so-
care about you, when they actually, don't go the easy route and actually like take up their time, at home to
oh yeah.
prepare shit.
Not only that, he wasn't even working that day. He came in on his day off to do all of that. But no, so he ended up getting we're getting Greek food for lunch.
Mm, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
So at
it's gonna
least
be a
you'll get
good
a good
day.
lunch then. Yeah. So,
Yep.
but I
Hopefully you
mean,
guys also have a good Thanksgiving as well.
hmm hopefully you
If
get
you
all
don't
the
hear of
deals
us.
on Amazon. Hopefully y'all don't go out and deal with all like the Black Friday madness. Just buy the shit on Amazon. Buy the shit
Well,
online.
hold up. Before you go giving people all that information as well. Most retail stores are also having their Black Friday sales on the weekends. So check starting Friday, they should actually have Black Friday deals going on the weekends leading up
Online,
to
right?
Black Friday. Yeah,
Oh, for this week they're starting early, is what you're saying.
yeah, I mean technically at Micro Center we started last weekend.
I mean, eventually, it's gonna be how like the day after Halloween and Black Friday's gonna start.
It does at Micro Center. We had our
Yeah.
sales up already.
So, but
So
I
don't
mean,
don't wait until the last minute, please. Those lines are crazy. Be safe out there.
a lot of people like them doorbusters. That's what gets people in the stores. It's the doorbusters. So not the
Oh
actual
man,
deals, but the doorbusters. So
we could have an actual discussion just one day on how much that's an actual lie. Doorbusters don't actually exist.
they do exist, but it doesn't matter
No,
because
no, 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 no. The way how it works, you're actually getting a worse product that costs less than you would have gotten if you just bought the normal product on its normal sale.
yeah, like they exist because it brings people to the store, but they're actually not like the best deals is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not actually the best things. Like there's a reason why that they're doorbusters, usually. So
No, but that's the thing is like that sale was also up a week prior, and then they
Yeah.
got rid of it the week of Black Friday, and then they just put it back up, and then they put up a worse sale after the doorbuster.
Yeah. So I don't do doorbusters, so
We
I
gotta get out of
refuse.
here though. We're
Yeah.
ranting now. You guys go have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Let us know if you check out any of these mangas. Linktree.com/anime degens.
And
Later,
we will see
everyone.
you on Tuesday. Peace.